You're going to make a graphic organizer. Here are a few examples. It's a cute little thing that allows you to get some information on a page without having to write tons of sentences. This is a book review graphic organizer. So a graphic is a picture, an organizer is something to help you make it make sense and make it more organized. So this one shows plot, setting, problem, solution, characters, etc. Nice little picture. That's fun. This one is probably more of what ours is going to look like. It was made in either Word or PowerPoint, and it's pretty basic shapes. That said, it wouldn't be too hard to find some kind of outline of something like a butterfly and then stick in little text boxes or shapes over top of it. And a few more examples. This one I like because it has conflict. Rising action as the conflict or the problem gets more exciting. The climax where it's really exciting what's going to happen, and then the falling action as it starts to slow down at the end of the story, and then how the problem is solved, how the story ends. We have these things in the checklist of things to do, so you'll want to make sure to have something like that. The biggest thing is I have added several different checklists. You're going to want to make sure you have the checklist open and alongside. These are the things that it all includes. It's up in the Google Drive, but I'm just going to minimize it here. We're making this in PowerPoint, so I'm going to open up PowerPoint and I want it to be blank. So we're just going to have it white. And usually in PowerPoint we have several slides. We're not going to do several slides. We're going to have one today. You may only have one, which means that there is no purpose at all to see the preview. I'm going to hit the X button here so I can see more of what I'm drawing. I'm going to drag this down so I can see more. And I apologize for the monster checklist, but you have to go through this to make sure you're going to get a good grade, to make sure that you're getting everything in there that I want. So basic, long and short of this, what you're going to be doing is this is the shapes. If it's maximized, the shapes is going to show up bigger right there. If it's minimized, it's going to show up smaller. And if you have it too small, shapes is going to disappear altogether, so it can't be terribly small. So you need a title, setting, plot, and then conflict through resolution, all those things. So go through, pick a shape for each one. This is the very basic of what you need to do. We're going to format shape, and we're going to make the line black. This should be something you can print out in black and white. And I'm going to put title. If I click on my shape and I can just type right in there, don't put a text box over top of it, you don't need to. You do need to have space for somebody to write here. You're not going to fill in what the title is because you're just making a blank graphic organizer. I'm going to go to Format Shape, and down under text box I want my vertical alignment, and vertical means up and down, to be in the top, and I'm going to make it left justified. So now somebody would have room to type or write in here, right? I have to have, it says 4 different shapes. So I have title. A different shape would be, that's kind of a funny looking thing. I need to have the setting. So this is real similar to the other one, but slightly different. Vertical alignment, I'm going to make it top. Fill, I'm going to make it white. And line, I'm going to make it black. And then I'm going to type right in it and write setting. And it is there, it's just white so I can't see it, so we're going to make it black, left justified, and it's in the top left corner. And plot, what is the story about? We're going to pick one last shape, and actually we're not. We only have 2 different types. We're just going to duplicate Command D and make this the exact same. And I'm a little anal, so I'm going to scoot all these babies over so it's centered. And instead of title, this was plot. Now, this is something that I'm going to be watching for. Conflict, rising action, climax, falling action, resolution. It has to be in order somehow. So I would have something that is connected. So I'm going to make a couple circles that are just connected. And this is just very basic where I'm not going to make it terribly complicated and make the shapes complicated for the example. So I have one. And I'm going to make it a tiny bit bigger. And I'm going to Command D and just show that they're all kind of linked. And then it's going to start falling back down. And for these, I am going to use a text box just by double clicking, and I'm going to have conflict or the problem. Plop it right over top of the circle. Command D, and then I'm going to have rising action. Command D. This is going to be the most exciting part. It's what's going to happen. It's the climax. Hooray! I'm going to scoot that over. Command D. And now it's starting to get less exciting. Falling action. Scoot that over. Command D. Last one. And then this is going to be the resolution. Okay, so you can do any shape you want. This is just my example. Okay, so far I have 3 different shapes though, and I need 4 different shapes, it tells me. I have title, setting, plot, and then all of this. I need antagonist, protagonist, the good guy and the bad guy and good guy. And we can pick some different shapes for that if we want to. Here are my characters. And we're going to make format shape. No line. Oh, we do want a line. No fill. Or make it white. And I'm going to duplicate that. Duplicate that. Duplicate that. And we're going to just type in characters. And I'm going to blow that up a little bit because that's kind of the title of a couple of them for down here. And I'm going to duplicate this text box, Command D. And you need to have somewhere in there the protagonist. If you don't know how to spell it, look on your rubric. Command D throws it way down there at the bottom. And we're going to go antagonist. And Command D. And then I'm just going to type in other. Command D. And other. So I have the opportunity for a total of 4 different characters. On the rubric it says up to 5. Maybe my book doesn't have 5 or I don't want to include 5. You need to have at least protagonist, antagonist, and then maybe 1 other at least. Organizer is pretty easy to follow. If I'm going to go through the checklist, I said I have all of these. Antagonist, protagonist, so main characters. Ooh, it says up to 3. Oh no, we better get rid of one of these. That's why we go through the rubric and we check it over. Oh, other main characters up to 3, so we can have that. We'll put it back. That's why you reread. 4 different shapes. I have a rectangle, a funny rectangle, circles, and diamonds, so different shapes. Organizer is pretty easy to follow. It doesn't look too complicated. And then the last thing, I need my name on this. It needs to be small but visible. If you ever see an artist's drawing, you can always read the name, but it's never the big centerpiece. The picture is the centerpiece. You just want this to be something that if somebody wants to know who made it, they can find it pretty easily. So my name is easy to find, it's not the main thing. Okay, so this is my example. I'm going to go to File, Save As, and just in case I need to change anything, I am going to save this as a PowerPoint. So Graphic Organizer, and you need to save it by your name. And I'm saved the desktop and as a PowerPoint, and I'm going to hit Save. You're not done. This is not what I want you to hand in. What I'd prefer you hand in, File, Save As, and we're going to save it as a picture. And everything is the exact same, save to the desktop, same name, only right here, instead of Save as PowerPoint, I'm going to click on the blue double arrow, and I'm going to scroll all the way down to JPEG, a JPEG. And I'm going to hit Save, and that's going to be saved as a picture file now. It told me that it saved it inside of a folder, so I need to find this, and this is what I would be uploading to the Google Classroom. If you want to, I would encourage you, if you get done early, get all of this done first, but if you get done early, maybe there's something special about your book. For instance, mine was Hatchet, and there's about an airplane that crashes and the boy gets stranded. Amazing book. Maybe you want to customize it a little bit, and you want to make yours unique, where I have room to type in all of this, and it's not going to take away from it. I just saved the airplane. There it is. But since it's about an airplane crashing, maybe I decide I want to stick an airplane in this. And I'm going to shrink it down and actually flip it over backwards. So it's going this way. And I'm going to make it so it looks like it's heading down south. oh no, what's going to happen? And I'm going to remove my background real quick. This isn't something you have to do, but you can customize it, make it your own, and make it specific to the book that you have in mind when you created this. So plus arrow, or the plus sign adds, the minus takes away. And so now I have my airplane. It's slightly customized. All of a sudden it looks kind of cool. So I could add in things like that, or if I wanted to, I could add in something like it takes place in a forest. So I did a Google search earlier for a forest, and maybe I want to add something like that with the setting. And that's too big, so I'm going to crop it a tiny bit, drop it down, pull it up. Maybe, well, that's fine. And that's way too big, obviously, so I'm going to drag and drop it down, and we'll stick that in my setting. Remove my background so I can actually see all the text boxes. And now my setting looks a little bit more fancy. So there are things like that you have to do. You certainly don't have to do them, but I would encourage you to look into it if you get done early. So that is my project, and that is what your assignment is. Make sure you check over the rubric or the checklist and you know what you're doing.